Hello. We're up, right? Hey everyone, it's Poker Bob. Let's let's sign up for some bounties. We've got a minute or so to go. That's why you don't see anything up on the screen. But we are going to switch it up today. I haven't done, I don't think, any bounty tournaments on this stream here. So let's get into it. I'm just gonna clean up my setup here. Why does everything move? Why does it have to move? There we go. Yeah, it looks a little better. And in some on some on some poker sites, the screen pops up with like a minute to go. But Global pretty much fires up and gives you cards right away. So that's why you just see a blue screen here. And here we go. All right. This is a six max. We've got 14 players so far. We have 1 hour of late reg, or I should say, at the end of level 6, which is about an hour and 5 minutes into it. Start off with 166 point, 166 and 2/3 big blinds, so whatever that amounts to. Probably because we start with 10,000. It's a deep stack. We start with 10,000. Blinds start off at 30-60. But yeah, here we are. I'm going with I don't know if that's like a baseball themed, like the stitches there, or if it's just if it's something else, if it's some like 80s kind of racer theme. I'm going to say baseball. I'm going to go with a baseball theme. Why not? Spring training's happening this weekend. We would have flopped a boat. um, so this is not a progressive bounty. I practiced on $1 PKO earlier today. That wasn't a big pot, but that would have been nice. Um, I did a little this afternoon. I did like $1 or 1.1 sweeps. Um, PKO and went pretty well. I hit some negative variance down the stretch and ended up going on 10th out of I think 130. Like 139, I think 136, 139 players. Came in 10th, which is kind of nice, but it wasn't big money because it was 1.1 sweeps coins. A dollar to a 0.1 to the house, one to the prize pools, 100 guaranteed, 100 sweeps guaranteed, but it went over it. Um, but the prizes like first and second got 10 sweeps coins each, so it's really in the bounties. So whatever, we made like $3 or $4, but I was top four like the whole way and winning it. Had a huge chip lead for a while. I think I was up around 50K in chips, and second was around 30K. But the cards kind of went dead, and then I just ended up with, losing some flips, losing some all ins. Had actually had a chance to win an eighth bounty. I ended up with 7 bounties. I had a chance to win an eighth one when I was all in with like 4 bigs against like 2 bigs or three big blinds, and was ahead, and I think I had ace high, and it just I forget if it was the ace. I think I had ace queen versus ace 10, and then flopped a queen, but he rivered a straight when a jack got there. It was a mess. It was a mess. But I got aces early on, and that's why I was able to dominate the pool. Okay, that's a pretty good flop for us. I don't think a lead would be bad here. It was just min clicked, so oh, we get called by the pre. Oh, we got called by both of them. My goodness. Are we up against Ace King? Oh, that's the worst river card in the history of human beings. Maybe not the worst. Okay. Well, we weren't going to get any value because we were up against both nut draws. So the check worked there, and we're on our way. Um, I have I've been trying to. So aside from bounties, which wasn't really the plan going into today, but I figured whatever. Um, let's mix it up because I had a pretty good run on one this afternoon. I haven't played a lot of bounties because I don't do super well in them. Been trying to kind of fix, work on my killer instinct, which I think I'm getting there. So we'll see if we can do one. This is a straight up this is not a PKO. So every bounty, okay, every bounty's worth two sweeps. Eight go to the prize pool. So I don't mind that. Just because like sometimes you get into a bounty, you're in it for we'll say 10 bucks. Five of it goes to bounties, and five of it goes to the prize pool. So I don't know. Maybe it's because I don't win a lot of bounties. I want more money in the prize pool, which we'll get to that in a second. But this is all right. The PKO is cool, but in some ways it's kind of in my mind. I don't know, a little inauthentic. Like you could you got someone who's just hanging on, but like I don't know. You're up. You could have all these chips and not have not win any bounties, and then you got someone who is just has the fortunate a fortunate run of just getting it in against small stacks, and it's just like you happen to wake up with that hand when somebody else is all in. I mean, I guess that's poker, but there's just a little bit of, and then you could not like say you haven't gotten any bounties, you have like $5 on your head, and then your opponent has like $30 on theirs, and you win there, and you get it all in, and you have them out chipped, and then you just win all that money. Like I don't know, there's something that seems a little bit off to me about it. Like I kind of feel like if you only have say 10 on your head, or the other way around, whatever. I'm putting myself in the villain spot, but if you have 10 on your head and your opponent has 50, I feel like you shouldn't be able to win all 50 of that. Like you should win 10 of it because you don't like kind of like table stakes in a way. But I know that's the whole point of PKOs to win those big bounties. But I don't know. I feel like if you have that many, if you accumulated that much, the only people that should be able to take all of it from you are people who have accumulated that much too. Like if someone knocks you out, you get and we'll just say to keep it simple because I know sometimes what shows up as a bounty is not like you don't win all of that because it's a PKO because you only get half, but some sites you win it all. But I don't know if you're all in for you got 20 on your head and your opponent has 50, they should be able to if you win, you should get that 20 and they should be able to put that 30 back in their pocket and then and then it's just they okay I went out but I got to keep that. But I guess in some ways that could influence how the action goes, and maybe you, maybe they'll just. I don't think this is this worth a three bet? It kind of is. I feel like the button could be on a steal, and small blind. I mean, what was he in with before? Queen 10 off. He might come along, but great, we have position and some pretty good cards. Good flop. Uh, okay, that gives us more outs, so we can size up a little bit. What's half? 18. No draws get there. Brings in hearts. I mean, unless he has a hand like A7 of hearts. Yeah. Eights. Eights can be very good in a bounty. Do we 3-bet? This guy's probably pretty strong. I think we might just go set mining here. And if it's a bad flop for us, it's actually a pretty good flop for us. Is there a lead here? It's just these spots are so confusing too because I can't. If it checks through and a big card comes on the turn, then I've just wasted a golden opportunity to take down. It's not a big pot, but it's something. All right. Well, we can bet somewhat small here and see if we pick it up. We could be up just against. We could just be up against overcards. Um, all right. I think a bet fold is fine. We probably screwed that up. But we could also be up against an overpair, so we'll take it. Seltzer of the evening, Polar Mandarin. Aren't you glad I didn't say lemon? I don't know. So yeah, I guess my method, my ideas for improving PKOs probably aren't very well received, but maybe I work on it. Maybe I'll work on it. We'll come up with it. Okay, so we're up 10-minute blinds. It was a turbo before. That is one thing about Global that I wish there were more turbos, but I could say that about just about any website. They have plenty of hypers. They have hourly hypers. They do the hundo and the 5 hundo every night. Those are hypers. But no like turbos. Like between for me, less than 5 to 8 minute blinds are like perfect for me. I don't mind hypers either. I was a little timid on them at first, but I coming around. But I don't need to sit around all night and play 15, 20-minute blinds. Some sites do 30 minutes for their big events. Like, it's online. We're in there. We're trying to play it quick. I get it. We can, for the big stuff, whatever. If you want to go to, oh, I had your deuce. If for the big events, if you want to do longer blind levels, fine, whatever. Those are big events. People are, players are really digging in for those and clearing their schedule. But for the, I'll say I don't know. I'm somewhere between a rec and a reg. I'm trying to be more of an online reg, but it's tough. I work during the day. I can't just sit here and churn out like 10 events or 10 tourneys, throughout a morning and an afternoon. I'd love to. I think it'd be great. I'd love to just do that 3 or 4 days a week. Do some 8-hour streams throughout the day. Compete against the Euros. Obviously, there's no Euros on Global. Ironically enough. But yeah, I wish Global had a few more turbos. I've been dabbling back in Ignition, just be I don't know. I put $100 in the site. I don't know why. I think I just wanted to just churn out some double ups because I think they can be a good bankroll builder, but I gotta watch it on the mistakes. I'm over calling in spots or like jamming combo draws too often. Um, that's sort of my cash poker default, and I've really got to watch that and find spots with more fold equity Because sometimes in those, once you get someone committed, especially when they get short stacked quick, you're only starting with 75 big blinds, and they're turbos. So by the time the blinds get up to 50, 100, I think that's level three. Stacks are starting to go in because in theory, half the table is below or at or below 20 big blinds in that range. So, um, so ignition, I've been trying to do double ups, and then like if there's an MTT that looks good and I've got time to do it, I'll jump in. I played the 100 air maker a couple times. Usually I would be just a little bit late to log into it because our daughter goes to bed, between 7 and 7:30. But we put her to bed a little bit early this week just because she's had stuff going on, and she slept over my mom's earlier in the week. So that was one day where I was like, oh, it's 6:45 p.m. I have free time. I don't have to worry about putting a kid to bed over the next hour. So, okay. So I jumped into the 100 air maker when it started. That's a tournament where I feel like you'd really like. There's a lot, just regular or even rebuys add-ons. Like there's some that you can late reg to get in between, for me, between 30 and 50 big blinds, and that's kind of like the sweet spot. You eliminate the early tournament error potential. Although I feel like when I've been signing up for tourneys, I'm winning big pots early lately, but that could just be the upside of variance. And so I jumped into the 100 air maker when it started and got all the way, there were 70 ish, 74 players, I think. Somewhere right around, like so what it is $7.70, $7 to the prize pool. And there's five places paid. It's 500 guaranteed, so five places paid each for $100. Pretty cool, right? And then if there's any left over, like if you have enough players to go over that, which would be, I guess, 72, 73 players, then whatever's left over goes to sixth place. And then obviously if sixth place gets over 100 or gets to 100, then you pay out of seventh, but I haven't seen it get anywhere near that. This might be yeah, I mean, we're getting good odds and we get a pretty terrible flop. Okay. It's early. We can see some cheap-ish flops. Um, oh, I didn't realize we had position. But there's no turn cards. It's just, I guess that's like the one turn card that could help us. But as it got shot to a 9, and that gives any jack a straight, and it's just silly. I thought about just blasting the flop. But we'll see. I feel like betting half to 2/3 pot. Are we getting nines out of there? Are we getting 5-4 out of there? That's okay though. We got ace king. I'd normally just open for like 2.5 bigs, but with ace king, under the gun. But with ace king, I really want to push the action. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Can we make it? I think we can jam here. I think we can just make it all of it and see if this guy's for real. Uber noob. Oh, that's terrible. Ace. We need that ace. Well, that was fun. I say that's fun. It's not over. That might have been a little aggressive, but we had to do it. Shoot. That's too bad. We might have to reevaluate how we handle ace king in that spot, but I don't. Yeah. He just happened to have kings, so I say that, but I don't know. Was that move terrible? Comment down below. I feel like you kind of have to do that in bounties because he might, if he had anything less than kings, Obviously, he's calling with queens and jacks, but if he has a hand like nines or tens, which I'm behind to those hands too, so maybe my line of thinking isn't correct, but I feel like a lot of hands that I'm racing with would get it in there. But I guess the question then becomes, are you then free rolling yourself in a little bit? Like, what are the hands going to call with any other ace king? Aces, kings, queens, jacks, tens, nines, probably eights, because he's probably thinking, well, he's maybe even sevens, because he's probably thinking, well, he's the guy's going for the bounty here, so he might just be. Well, I don't know. Maybe only strong hands are going to call then. He did hesitate. He didn't snap it off with kings. Maybe I need to reevaluate that spot. I'm thinking we just get it in because hands like queens down through sevens will call. But in order to make it like profitable, I need to have fold equity, right? Which I mean, there's plenty of hands that would three bet there. He did three bet right away. I mean, I made it three under the gun, and he made it 11. So maybe I should have given that a little bit more credit. He's right. He's the next to act. But what else? What other hands three bet? Do sevens, eights, and nines? Maybe nines. So really, what are the? I should have thought this through maybe before I did anything. um, so what are the hands that he would have there? Nines, tens, jacks, queens, and those are I'm racing with. But in order for it to be profitable, right, there have to be some hands that he's calling with that I'm beating. Ace, queen suited for all of it there, and when he could just fold it for 11 bigs. Ace, jack suited. All the other ace kings were chopping, or he'll win, or he'll probably win because I don't know. Ace king off might fold there. I don't know. So I don't know if there's any hands that we're beating. King queen suited is not calling it off there. So really, I'm only getting called by hands that beat me, and then I'm racing with. So, and then I'm getting all sorts of hands to fold. And is it worth picking up that less than 20 big blind pot? You know. So really, that was kind of an unbalanced play. Oh, good. We got a raise here, which we needed, so we can just get it in. I really hope we're ahead because this. I don't want to re-register to this. Come on. Oh, you. Oh no, we're good. We're good. I don't know why I thought for a second there we were getting counterfeited. We have an overpair. Okay, that's perfect. So those are the spots that we want. Okay, well we'll just make a note on this guy. Um, Loose cannon. Did I spell it wrong? Bounties and oops. Sorry folks. What do we got? Yeah, he wins with a king. Turns a king. Oh, we would have hit our flush. I definitely. Well, I don't know that I should go red. He's like loose cannon. I feel like is all right. Well, whatever. Maybe I shouldn't give him a color, but whatever. I give him green because green means go go go. I don't know what I'm saying. So that ace king hand, we definitely played it wrong, but we're not. We have 53 bigs, and it's not a turbo or anything, so we're fine. We can just find another spot and hopefully run pretty good. So we talked through it a little bit. That ace king spot might have been a little bit aggressive. So what could we have done there? What did we have? I mean, chip wise, what was the jam? 140, and he had 100. I don't. Could we have made it? What do we make it? We're out of position. Eh, Take a free card? No, not a 10. Cool. Let's chip up. Chip, chip, chip it up. Yeah, I mean, what am I going to make it 30 there over the 11 that he makes it, and then he jams, and then I fold, like he jams for whatever, 100, and then I fold and I lose 30. I mean, I guess that's certainly a better. I mean, I'm the big stack there. But I don't know, for two sweeps, do I just get it in and hope we're racing and then I win the race? Is that really what I'm going for when there's hands out there that can beat me and he would call with? Yeah, I think that's probably the jam was wrong, but I'm just trying to think of what would the move have been? Would it have been just folding or just calling? I guess just calling, but at a position with ace king. I mean, that would have been best case scenario for our stack, right? And we could have gotten that. We could have maybe gotten that. Well, maybe not. Maybe wouldn't have gone for the jam there. Oh, he's gone. The guy who was there before. Maybe he would have jammed. Anyway, maybe he would have maybe we would have gotten a bounty off him. Is what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't know. All right. Well, we'll move past it. We'll figure that out. We've got chips. We're okay. I think a rebuy right now would get us 100 bigs, so we can re-enter. It wouldn't be super great for the bankroll because I'm not trying to break the bank with these. But hey, that's why we're here. We're here for content, not for just to hear me talk and talk about poker. So we got about 4 minutes. We might take a short break, and we will be back. We'll be back in a couple. So stick around, and yeah, we'll continue this bounty. Okay, so to get to my, I think I had a point about all this with getting back on ignition. Played the 100 air maker. That drawer's bothering me. Played the 100 air maker, got seventh, and only five got paid. I think six might have gotten $4, but it didn't. They didn't update the payouts. But I thought my numbers indicated as such. I think there were 74, 73 entries, maybe. Thought it was one more. I don't know. Because what? Because right, no, seven times seven, 7 times 70 is what, 490, and then another two would be 14, so that would get over five. That would be 504. So I don't know. Either way, I went out seventh. I should have had it. I was in probably like, well, I there were a couple. There was one hand where I could have accumulated a few more chips, where I could have let out with or I let out with a straight against the big stack, and I was like probably third in chips. This was probably, I don't know, with like 30-ish players to go, 25 players to go. I don't know. It was getting late. And I flopped a straight with three sevens, 4, 5, 6, and I led into the. It was just me in the big stack, like under the big blind under the gun. I led into him, and he just because I think he just called under the gun because he had so many chips, and I bet and he folded. And I was thinking maybe I could squeeze a few chips out of him, but I don't know if that would have made a huge difference. I was down to, we were down to seven, and a player was all in, like a short stack was all in, and the had that player gotten knocked out, the remaining sixth place like short stack would have had five bigs, and I would have just like waited for him to do his thing, and I so they were all in, I'm pretty sure it was like the short stack at sevens against like Queen Jack or something, Queen 10, and got a queen on the flop. Clean turn. A river was a seven. It was just so brutal. Like you just think you're so good. You're like in such a tremendous spot. And I probably had like 12-ish big blinds left, 13. Like I wasn't huge, but I was okay. I was comfortable. Like I was okay. And it just would have been such a great spot. And he didn't. He flamed out. And then I ended up. I was blind versus blind against a shorter stack, probably with like 12-ish bigs. I think I was up against a 10 blind stack, and I had ace deuce. I think it was blind versus blind. Or maybe raised, or maybe it was under the gun, and I was big, and it was like raised to two, similar to earlier, like raised to two, and I called, or I was in the small blind. He was big blind, and there was a button call, so it was only another half blind to even get in, or small. It was small to get in. I ace deuce suited, and flop was what was the flop? It was queen. Yeah, it was like queen six deuce. No, it wasn't a deuce. It was like queen 6 3, two spades, and it just looked like a perfect spot. It was check bet, and I just check bet two, and I jammed my last eight, and it wasn't enough to really get him to fold his sevens. I guess he called with pocket sevens, seven of spades on the turn, so I hit my flush, but he had a set, and the river was the queen of spades for a full house. The top card paired, and it was just the most brutal thing. I had like two big blinds left, and I think I think I got a pretty good hand to go all in on flop to head, but probably like got bigged like with an ace. I don't know. It was a brutal way to go out in seventh in a 100 air maker. But hey, it was fun. Sometimes you're just that player that just hits the bubble, and you just gotta chalk it up, gain some experience from it. I did play it again since then and didn't do as well, but the cards just weren't in my favor, I guess. Started off good, but didn't get it. Didn't win the flips. So yeah, so I'm trying. My focus is to play bigger payout tournaments, if that makes like less paid spots and bigger payouts up top. That the 100 air maker fits that category. If on night I could play it on nights when my daughter goes to bed early, because really like 7:38 with the break, and it starts at 6:45, and I really don't want to get in with much less than 50 big blinds or something like that. So really like 7:38 I calculated was like the very latest I could get in and still be kind of where I need to be. But that's if she doesn't go to bed until almost 7:30, and then we get the cat a shot and wash dishes and clean up her toys. It's then I'm just rushing, or then I'm just like trying to like register while I'm washing the dishes, and it's just stupid. Like I really want to like enjoy it and relax and not have to worry about like hustling around to buy into a tournament that happens every day. So really, just on nights where either she's like doing a sleepover or I'm or she goes to bed early, then those are nights that we can jump in. And it ended at it ended for me at like 10:20, 10:23, I think. Damn, we would have flopped trips, but that's okay. We were in the small blind with Jack Nine. What was it? It was only was it a half blind to call? Yeah, it was probably like a half blind to call. It's too bad. These are pots that we need. It doesn't look big considering stack sizes, but yeah, another five big blinds, 8 big blinds would have been solid. Oh well, we'll get the next one. So the 100 air maker is one that I'm gonna try to get into. I should probably just keep rather than play those double ups, which just kind of like start to wear at you. I should play like one of those a day, if that. Not, I'll say max one a day, because if you play 3 or 4 of those in a row, you can really just get numb to what you're trying to do, and just like especially if you win a couple, which is great. Like you win two in a row to start a day, that's a fantastic start. But then you get a little bit, you get a little winner's tilt, and you start to make some plays that maybe because you really just have to be disciplined in those. Like you can't just treat it like a cash game where it's like it's $60. So call off and take a shot. I'm feeling gambly. Let's get it in. Maybe you improve your table image or something, or you change your table image so that people think you play a certain way. But in tournaments, you can't really screw around like that. You gotta protect your chips, especially when the goal in those tournaments is about survival. You don't need to be like maximizing fold equity or like betting your equity. All right, we moved to a table that's got some chips on it, but it's not like super imposing. Whatever. We're the short stack. We're the target in a way, so they're gonna come at us. Hope it doesn't get out of line here. We can call 4 bigs with sixes and miss. That is a fantastic flop for him, and it's pretty bad for us. There's no. I mean, we have plenty of aces in our range, but and we get the same. Are these the same 2 cards? I'm just gonna limp this time. Uh, I mean, we have to hit it now. It's the same cards, two hands in a row. It was so, and they were just the last board was just so far away from our hand. I mean, it's kind of an easy call, I think. We just gotta hope so and so doesn't squeeze here. We're in position. There's no need to get it in. He's gonna try to come after us, so let's just see a flop. It's not bad, but Ugh. Like, how do we just call and see what comes on the turn? Because if we get our six, oh, oh, this sucks. It's a lot to commit. We really have to smash a turn, and it's just not. I don't know. Another diamond, but he's got all aces and kings of diamonds. Ace X and King X of diamonds are all out there. It's not like those cards took any of those combos away. And really, a backdoor straight draw and a backdoor flush draw, unless like the nine of diamonds comes on the turn. This isn't going great, but the closer we can get, we got a mystery bounty we're gonna do at 8:30. I should have teased that before. So want to remind everybody, please like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends what's going on here. Feel free to leave your feedback in the comments section. And yeah, so I'm gonna make sure I get into El Ocho, the mystery bounty. 22 players have signed up for that already. Ooh. The payouts in this are fairly decent, but yeah, most of eight out of the 11 goes to the prize pool, so it makes sense. Top 264 up top, 176, 132. Um, it's not a PKO style, so the first and second do not get the same payout. In a PKO, the idea is, first is going to knock the second out. So they're going to get whatever they got on their head for the progressive, which should be a lot. So that's kind of where, so that's why first and second get the same payout in a PKO. It makes sense. That's really like that final one that can be for a lot of money, especially. Yeah, especially if your opponent was like bulldozing, like just a big stack, and then you just came all the way back. He should, in theory, to have gotten to that spot, have a lot of bounties on his head. So, King 4, fold. Blinds are going to be going up probably to what? 75, 150. So our stack's going to take a little bit of a hit. We're going to be around, what, 22 big blinds? Somewhere in that neighborhood. So it's definitely a little early for us to be. I mean, I guess we're kind of in a spot now where we really should only be playing premiums because we're going to get action. Again, I'm a novice at best at these bounties. Like, I do watch them, but I've never really studied up on any advanced like theory or strategy on what the differences in bounty tournaments are. I guess just understand the situation. Like, would your opponent be making an aggressive move on you because you have, because they're going for the bounty, and how do you negotiate that? But it probably doesn't happen in every single spot. Sometimes they really just have it. So you really got to let them be the ones to try to go at you. And if you're the bigger stack, you got to obviously pick your spots correctly. Try to be at least a flip, which would have been nice with that ace king if he had queens, for instance. Yeah, as I was putting it in there, I knew. See, I say we should just be playing premiums, but here I go, free look right for a dollar for one. Yeah, it misses. Yeah. Um, that's interesting. I think we're still behind, right? Ooh, yeah. We really just wanted to see that cheap. Yeah, and we can just kind of shut things down for a little bit. Try to wait for the premium. I mean, we're 55 out of 56, 55th out of 56, but we have 22 bigs. So as long as we double up here, we're really in okay shape. And we're probably going to get called off a little wide because there's stacks. There's some bigger stacks at this table, like 80. You'd still have over 50 bigs. You'd still have 60 big, 70 bigs, pretty much. So really, if we get in this next level, if we get anything queens or better, we just get it in. Probably jacks. Probably jacks, but we'll have to see what the action is. Queens are better. Ace king suited are better. Ace king similar to jack. Ace king off. I'm gonna probably play similar to jacks and see what the action is like. I mean, but let's face it, I'm probably not folding ace king offsuit. So we'll just make a note. We'll put a pin in that one. How many play? Oh, that's 62 entries. We still have about 20 minutes left of late reg. It's after level 6. We're on level 5, so it's 17-ish, 18 minutes. Making it to the end of late reg would be cool. I'd like to just make it to 8:30 so we can just go right into the Ocho. But let's put our best effort into this one. We don't have to. If we go past 8:30, that's fine too. It's a mystery bounty, so we got to try to go long in that one. Anyway, so yeah, that's where all the fun is. I mean, take your time, everybody, right? I don't need to. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, it's kind of junk. Suited, I might even consider a play there. Um, but then what do? You make it a min click, I guess. You do that. We've got time. We've got nothing but time here. We don't have to. We have 21 bigs. I mean, and we've got to protect. We're not just going to do the under 10 big blinds and just jam any two cards. We're going to. We're gonna find a premium here. We're gonna get it in. Queen 10. Queen 10 in the big blind. I mean, we can hopefully get a cheap flop somewhere. I know premiums only, but why not? It's yeah, he's doing that. It's this guy, right? It's the same guy from before. Yeah. I can't be playing like gut shots and back doors and stuff at a position like this. And he like wants to like get it. He wants to smash it up. Do we have enough equity to give it a shot here? I'm doing exactly what I didn't want to be doing. That blows. But do we have all the queens? Can we jam? He's probably not folding, right? Do I chicken out? I think I might chicken out. Maybe we get it. Maybe he checks back. Like 8 something. Oh, that blows. We didn't get the. We could have. See, this is probably why I should just fold that for a blind, and not even pursue anything. You haven't really. You've seen like 2 hands tonight. That's terrible. Hopefully the mystery bounty is a little bit. Goes a little bit better for us. Yeah, that was annoying. That's too bad. We could have probably bluffed that river having the queen of diamonds. But if he hits his ace on the river, like if he has ace king there, ace king probably doesn't min clip. Maybe if he's got an ace there and he's doing that, like he's not folding. If I jam river for, if I make a pot size jam on the river, it's not folding an ace. So calling turn. See, we really got so much more equity by making that pair on the turn. If we're up against an overpair, we have what overpairs were there? Aces and kings. Yeah. See, the thing is, it was a gut shot and a pair, and it just wasn't. It wasn't quite. It probably wasn't good enough. So much for premiums only. This guy Azo must have some kind of like read on us. Okay, I thought it was like sizing up a big bet there, like an isolation bet. Makes sense that the button would call. There is a bounty in play. I don't think it would be too out of line if one of these guys. Well, it's okay. Yeah, I mean, I think we bet half pot on flop, pot on turn, especially if a spade comes. All right, that was good. That was something. We can kind of go back into premium only mode. We're going to be a little short, but at least we're getting our blinds in now and it's cheap, right? Hopefully this hand doesn't take very long. We're folding this hand. I don't care if it's just one big coming back. I'm not doing that again. So what else we got going on? Oh yes, I'm gonna try to play better payout tournaments, where when I make deep runs, I make more money, not just like buying in for 11. It's in a lucky sevens tournament and getting into the money and getting into like you know 30th place out of 1,200 and making like $40. Or that's an extreme example. Or like I make like the top 100 in a 1,200, 1,300 player tournament and make like on an $11 buy-in have the payout be 18. Like seriously, I feel like sites like Ignition to an extent ACR are set up like that. GG Poker might be one of the best out there, just at balance wise, and by in Club GG, like I mean the I know the tournament, the group, whatever, the club owners, the club runners, I know they can set it however they, but usually the site defaults to pretty good payouts, like less than like 15 to 20% of the field. Bigger min caches, you got to go a little further along. But I feel like over the course of time, that's going to be more profitable for me than just playing for like 4 hours and not making $18. In a 7K guaranteed tourney. Should we be okay getting it in here? You think overcards would be in the range, just straight up overcards, especially if it's well, he can't re-raise himself here. The hawk. Ew. Oh. It's probably better for him. Especially he could have the ace of hearts. Okay. I think we check back. Ew. Now he has to have us. Now he has to have something. I don't think that's a bet. I think he's probably got. He just wants me to like. Okay. Oh, what a river! What a river! That is that's such a great card, right? Should we have gone for it? Should we have gone for the full value? Would he have gone for the bounty? That would have. I mean, I still had what? 12 bigs left. I can't believe he let me see that for free. What did he have that he called? They don't show you, right? He didn't. They don't. I don't know if this global. They don't show. Okay. But I had. Oops. Shoot. I have jacks. Okay. So whatever. He didn't show. Yeah. Some sites you can see that if he calls. Okay. So obviously we're getting it in here with jacks. I know. I mean, someone's gonna see that we're getting dirty here and is gonna go for the bounty, and we can't miss value. So we've got to go for it. I mean, I say miss value. We can't give up the opportunity. I mean, well, we know this guy. I don't know if he calls wide. I mean, he might have had two pair for all I know. Like led small and then just snap when I raise. You just whatever I'm calling, no matter what. Should we have gone for max value? I think that's another question we got to look at because he might think, well, I got top pair. Maybe he's just trying to bluff me out. It might look obvious. I don't know. I don't know. Well, why did he let me see a turn in a river for free? That's crazy. So I don't know. I kind of just wanted to make sure I got money there. I got paid because there wasn't a ton in the pot. So So the El Ocho starts in a couple minutes. There are 36 entries. The bounties are gonna. There's gonna be five bounties off 30. So it's got to be a certain percentage. So five. This 36. I don't know how they'll calculate bounties in that, but yeah, it's got to be a certain percentage. But five out of 36. So we'll try to make a run in that. That is that a turbo? No, it's 10 minutes. We can hopefully make a deep run in it and get to the bounty stage. Um, hopefully it's not a huge. Hopefully it's not a huge. Oh, is this? This is no. This is, we just got moved to a different table, and we've got Ace Queen with 18 big blinds. We can see what goes on with what's going on here. We're obviously going to try to put more money in. I think we could probably. Do we jam? Yeah, I think we could get called wide here. I think we could get called by any ace. Yeah, all right, that's fine. Mystery bounty. Nice layout for the mystery bounty. So we're hanging on in the El Cazador, the six max bounty. We have 250 bigs to start the mystery. It presents very well. It's kind of neat. I mean, they must do. I think they do these every day. It's an investment. I mean, I was trying to stay more of like the 3 to 8, 3 to 7 buy-in range, so I don't just blast off my bankroll. But we can't think like that. I mean, I've got funds I can put into online poker in different spots, but we can play some mystery bounties for content. I don't have to play the rest of the week, and I don't really stream more than once a week, so. Mystery bounty. It seems like it should be such like an event, like maybe just because it's newer. I feel like the mystery bounty should be like a turn, like a series main event. Like it only happens like once every couple months or once a quarter or whatever. Even if it was like a weekly thing, but like one event. But no, mystery bounties we do them every day. I guess on this site at 8:30. I say we. I am in no way affiliated with Global Poker, other than the fact that I think that their site is pretty fun to play on. It kind of has a little old school feel to it, like old school party poker, like the kind of fun casual atmosphere, but like serious software and prize pools. And in a way, like it's not as popular as like Ignition or ACR that have like these big guarantees and long tournaments and long tournament series and big player pools, and tons of cash games. Like it's not that size, but it's kind of like as if a state like I don't know. I haven't I probably a little bit more so than like Pennsylvania or, but it's like a big state. I feel like legalizing online poker and then linking up with a few others. Like it like what legalized online poker in these in like regionalized whatever. If you had like New England as one like agreed region, it feels like a casual site like that. That's all we need. We don't need like I mean we could use a US like poker site that's like regulated where you could just use PayPal and deposit your money and it's all on the up and up. But global's just that. Like global's doing a good job of that. Yeah. Yeah. So we're hanging on. Um, one other tournament with the you know smaller payout pool, smaller prize with the higher payouts and less spots is the daily hundo, and the daily 500 in on this site. Problem is that they do start late, but they are hypers. But the hundo starts at 9:35, and it shouldn't go super late. I don't I haven't made any deep runs in the hundo, I don't think, but I did cash for $50 in the five hundo. Got fourth, I think, when top two get paid in that. Top two get the 500 in that, and then 50 for the next five spots. So seven get paid in the daily 500, where I think 13 get paid in the daily hundo. Is that right? Top because it's 400 guaranteed. Top two, no. Top three get 100, and then the next 10. So top 13, yeah. That's good. If we are still playing, which we should be. Oof. Yeah, let them come for it, I think. But we'll play in the daily hundo if we're still playing after 9:30. Oh, ouch. Oh, all right. Oh, wow. What a flop. Not a great turn, I don't think, but we'll take it. Yes. All right. We needed that. We those ace five hands are good because they block a lot of big hands. You can make low straights. Ace five is one of those like semi bluff jams. I don't know what they call it. Like or like it blocks bluff. It's like it can bluff catch some jams. I don't know. Or it's like a four bet bluff jam for a bluff kind of thing. I don't know. And now do we just yeah, I think we have to, right? Oh, what a flop. That is fantastic. Um I think we can lead a little bit here. I think we got to go for it. Oh, wow. What a disaster. What a disaster that is. That's too bad. Okay. We did have backdoor diamonds. So we finished 77th there. We hung on. We hung on for a little while. Past the late reg, just barely, but um, we are going to fold. Sorry. So yeah, we're on to the mystery bounty. We didn't get any bounties there, right? It would have told us. So all right. We can loosen up a little bit and play like I guess $11, 11 sweeps coins games. Ow, Ace King beats us there, but we gotta go. Ah man, maybe we don't. I mean, we're getting it in. We can't not, especially with a brick turn. That's just too bad. like king queen we're ahead of. Aces, ace king we're not ahead of, but we have some outs. We were really crushed there. We didn't. There was once the backdoor. They had backdoor diamonds too, so it wasn't. It was. I think it was a reasonable play there to get it in. Ace queen, king queen, ace queen off. There's plenty of those hands out there. I unblock it, so I think that was fine. But we're in the mystery bounty now. So we'll watch this hour of late reg for this person, this guy here, this tournament. We're gonna X out of that guy. All right. Started 9 minutes ago. We're almost on to level 2. We haven't really played a hand. Cool layout. Very nicely presented. I like the colors. I like the pizzazz, I guess. That's how you market these things. And I guess just one every night. So it's a little bit of a late start time for us for not being a turbo. But I figured with only an hour of late reg, it's a what is it? It's a 2K guaranteed, so that should be about 200 entrants. So, and I'm sure there'll be rebuys. Right now, 71 entrants and about 14 bounties. They range anywhere from 2250 up to 275. 22.5 to 275. So there's some is it 185, 40, and 95, 70, 52.5, 42.5, 35, 30, 22.5, and the last two amounts there's two of those each. But hopefully we are in the conversation for that. It would be fantastic to get in a position to be opening envelopes. Should probably take a deep breath, calm ourselves down. I think we can overcall that. We have position now. The cutoff is still a kind of good spot, like to call. I don't know. The range sharps probably highly disagree with me, but I feel like it's a good spot to call after a hijack raise, because especially if you're up against a passive button. I don't have any reads on this guy. I'm just going with my gut. But all right, it's a decent sized pot, and we have equity. Mm. Oh, I just think that's worth a peel. Like the implied odds could be massive. We got a 9. We got a double gutter. It's suicide, but it's pretty cool. Oh boy, yeah! What a massive that was the card. That was like bang, the best card for us. We didn't get a bounty. Wow, 0.23. That's okay. Well, no. What am I saying? There's no bounties. Nope. Nobody got a bounty. That's fine. Whatever. He can have 0.23 bigs. I don't care. Okay. We had to. That was a perfect turn card. It gave us a double gutter, and yeah. Um, oh man. Um, I think that was a good peel on the flop. I'm gonna pat myself on the back for that because it didn't. It looked better than it was. It wasn't like the straight equity in that spot isn't great, but we're deep. We had position. We had a gut shot and a backdoor flush draw. Um, and that 7 hanging out there was, it gave us like an 8 or a 9 on the turn, was going to give us that double gutter. So I'm going to pat myself on the back for that flop peel. And then what a turn card. Like, that is just, that's the gin of turn cards if there could ever be one. Because it gave us just so many outs. And really, like, we don't know if he had king queen, right? So he had king queen of spades. So um, our ace was good. An ace on the river would have been good. We had 3 aces. We had 4 9s. We had 4 queens. We didn't in reality there, but we're going to count it. So 12 there. And then seven, nine spades that weren't any of those. I don't know. At 15, at least seven. Do we have 17 outs there? I'd have to punch that in. I'm gonna snip that. Oops. Literally snipping on. Do 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 do. I'm gonna call that turn peel, or I guess it's flop peel, but whatever. Fold. That's crazy. I can't even figure. So the queen of spades is 9. So it's 9, 8, 7. So you figure if you don't know your opponent's hand, that's 12 plus the spade outs. Well, no, yeah. So 12. So straight outs, the ace outs, and the spade. So spade outs would be another 6. So 12 plus 6 was it 18 outs there? I'd have to put that into an equity calculator going into the river. We were we had a lot of ways to win. And he called too. That's crazy. I mean, I guess you can't go anywhere. Yeah, I guess you have to call that, right? No? Could he have put me on a set? I could have had sevens. I could have sevens or eights. Maybe not eights. That's a big flop call with it was eights. But I guess, and he doesn't have outs to a straight, having the king in his hand. So that's a big call off in the non bounty stage. He was ahead, but it wasn't. I mean, you can't think that you actually are ahead there. I could have had king jack. I could have king jack and just called flop. I could have like if I had king jack with the jack of hearts, let's say, I could have called the flop and then jam turn when the draw when the when a straightening card that and brings in another draw. Boom, that could be king jack, and I'd have won. Right? What came in the river? The 9, 9 of spades. Like the card that just gave me everything. The 8 and 9 of spades. Spades are such perfect turn of river cards. Similar cards to what was out there last hand. Oh man, I can't. Well, not no, there was no ace on the board. But anyway, so we're in fourth out of 98. We've got a ways to go though. We've got like 45 minutes until late reg is over, and there's gonna be 200 entries, but fourth out of 100, we'll take it. This is we're already yawning. This thing just started. We're in fourth, and oh boy, yeah. I don't love. I play a little passively, probably too passively with King 10 because it's the worst Broadway, and now we don't really have anything except overcards. It's just silly to put money in this. Like we don't need to get involved in that hand. A slightly better suited Broadway, but we're out of position. But there hasn't been any. Nobody's shown any aggression, so we can flop big if we get called. Be really weird. Oh, wow. Is that why you don't do that? All right. Limps aces. I'm just gonna say limps aces under the gun. Because if that wasn't aces, then I should just I don't know. Um, I don't think we have to be afraid of this guy or anything, but we can raise on the button. We're allowed. All right. We've got a lot of chips, so we can play flops here. All right. Maybe size up a little bit. Use our chip stack to our advantage. Ew. Oh, that's a good card. Shit. Oop. It feels like he has an ace, and I don't think he's gonna fold to a bet. Wow. Did he pick up some equity on the turn? Ooh. Okay, they're falling our way so far. I think it's a good check back. If I make it 24, he could try to. I mean, he doesn't really have enough. If I go half pot there, what was half pot? Oh, it doesn't show me in big blinds. I don't know. He's not folding an ace there for half pot. I'd have to jam, and no reason to think he doesn't have cards to call that hand with. But he, and yeah, and he doesn't call with that specific holding that he has. So, um, yeah, he probably doesn't call half pot on the turn. So I think the check back was fine. Could have like made like a blockish type bet to see if we just kind of flick it in. Bet like 10. Maybe that's what I need to work on more with these tournaments, like squeezing every bit of value because these chips are just so valuable, especially especially if we're in a top five spot. I'm not gonna go there right now, but if we are if we're in a position where we're vying for those for a seat at those for a seat in that for a seat in the bounty series, the bounty level. Yeah, this night could go later. Well, whatever. We'll see. We'll see where we're at 9:30. We got a break coming up in a couple minutes. So we'll see where we're at. We really couldn't be in a better spot in this. We kind of blew it. We kind of we had plenty of chips in the bounty before this to warm up for it, and we kind of um, put ourselves in a tough spot where we could have we could have won a bounty. We could have made it a real fortune, like made some profit off the situation. But no, he had kings. He had just a little bit better than we wanted. We would have been fine with queens. So had we played that spot a little bit more cautiously and protected our stack, because you got to think, hands come out the way they come out. You got to know the situation in these tournaments. If I mean, obviously, if you have aces or kings, you're doing exactly what I did. Um, probably should leave. I should probably leave those situations for the cash tables, because if you miss, you just reload, or the situation could play out a lot differently. Okay, so we will be back. We'll be back in 3 or 4 minutes. We'll get ourselves a refill, and we'll see if we can continue the damage in the mystery bounty. We are back. We're ready to go. Got a couple viewers. Feel free to drop a message in the chat. I'm a big fan of all of you out there. Seltzer of the hour. Polar raspberry lime. Quite refreshing. We can put in a good sized raise here. I don't know, any recent tournament strategy I've read, nobody like recommends raising to three bigs. But I read some Alex, I think it's Alex Fitzgerald, talks about playing exploitatively and how, oh, there was already a raise. Whoops. Yeah, sometimes these global tables get a little busy, and I'm not, or not, just not paying attention, and I miss like, whoops. Um, or whatever. Maybe he re-raises and we just call. We got these players out, so it actually is not a bad move. But yeah, no updated tournament stuff I read, except for Alex Fitzgerald says to raise up to three big blinds. But he talks about playing exploitatively and how, like, he was observing how, like, a lot of sometimes when cash players come over to the tournament tables, like for bigger events, they make it 3x, 4x, 5x, like in a cash game, and nobody calls them, and they pick up so many chips. Probably could have gone a little bigger there. Oh, this is going to be tough. We can take a free turn card here, though. It's just not good enough for us. Yeah, it's kind of great for him. Okay. Not our best moment there with King Queen off, but we do have a lot of chips. We just want to make sure we stay in position for getting a bounty, getting into the bounty round. And we want to obviously have a good amount of chips while we're there so that we can earn some. Right now, there's 24. The top 24 would get to the bounty round. So we're in a good spot. So we should really just try to focus on staying in this spot and not like, not really just trying to steamroll the players as much. Like play good hands. King Queen off is kind of bottom range, bottom of that playable range, but you know. So hey, maybe I need to play more of these bounties. Maybe. Oh, we need to pull up. Oh, apologies. We got an ignition free roll at 9. So we can have it up here. Do I look okay with the white screen? Well, it's not white when I pull that up. Yep, I'll just pull that up here. We got a oh. Woody or Quill here is the limp ace hand. Limp aces. I'm going to say it was a limp jam. Okay. Nope. All right. We got to really try to hold on to chips here. We still have a lot, but again, we want to get to the bounty round and have enough chips to go for some. But we still have almost a half hour of late registration. So I don't know that we'll play the hundo. I mean, I think we'll be in this long enough where we won't really have to play the hundo. I'm hoping. I don't. It could all go sideways real quick. Um, so we want to pick up a couple more pots here to kind of secure our spot, secure our place at the top of the tourney. But we've got half. I mean, we should expect 200 entries roughly, right? And we're at 157, so we're getting there. We'll probably touch 200 entries. And right now there's 24 envelopes, 24 bounties, all of at least 10, which would be nice, which would basically pay for the entry, the buy-in. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, an 8 would be nice on the turn for us, but well, we're not in the hand, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, check fold. We need to be the ones to survive this. We need to um, figure out a way to navigate this field of players. There's gonna be players trying to, I bet you some players like they buy in and then they forget that it's a mystery bounty, so there's there's like no bounties right now. I mean, I guess you get kings. What are you gonna do? We would have flopped so massively there. And what? Wow. No, kings. Oh, Jack, King Jack suited. I don't know that's what was that. I mean, that was a pretty decent sized pot, right? We just want to find. I mean, if these stacks are going in on pots like this, Kings is going to get it in there. I can't believe King Jack called it off. Because what did King the Andrew there have 40-ish, so the other guy had 30, 28, 30 big blinds. We got ace queen on the button. It's offsuit. We could just call. We could just flat. Ouch. Suited ace. We're not going in the right direction here, but I don't think we're playing poorly. I mean, it's too early just to tighten up and just try to get to the mystery bounty round, right? I don't know. I haven't played in any of these. I played like one on GG Poker that I didn't realize was a 2-day event. So I got a couple hours into the first day. It was like the dumbest thing. There's definitely, I mean, I haven't noticed too many uncontested pots here. Like, I feel like everything's gone. Like, I don't, he's not folding, right? It's the way, yeah. Yuck. I think they're starting to see through me that I'm doing this a little too wide. So I might have to just tighten up. Now that I'm down to 100 big blinds, only halfway into the second level, next level. Um, Down to 12th in chips. We're fine. We have plenty, and we can certainly get to that next round. What's up with this ignition thing? It never starts on time. Or is it not? Is it just not going? Um, and then we get ace jack. So we just keep getting these like these bottom of the raising range hands, and we're getting three bet because everybody's get trying to double up and get into that mystery bounty round. So what's up, Ignition? I Their software for the most part is very good, but sometimes when they have these big tourneys, the site just bricks just because there's so many players in there. It just crashes the site. So much for just playing premiums, right? All right, we got a flop. Oh, I missed. So they started without me. I had ace queen suited in the free roll. Damn it. If we had a club, maybe. Sevens again. They keep doing this to us, and I keep having to do this. Okay, well now we're the first ones to raise. Oh, we're just spewing chips. This is terrible. We're getting these bottom range. Now, just give me one flop, please. Just how about just one flop? Ow. All right. Well, the button could be doing that. Do we just get it in? Do we isolate by just jamming? I don't know. I feel like we got to get something, and the ace king would do that. Ace king, ace queen suited. Overcard, king queen suited maybe. Let's isolate. Let's get it in. Oh no. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, oh my goodness. Pair the board or stay clean. Yes. Oh, all right. Ooh, we get it in with third best. That's great. Oh, I think the poker god I think the poker gods owed us one. That was bad, and we were so like the river just had to the turn and river had to just come clean, boom, with all the straightening cards out there. I gotta look at that again. That's crazy. Trips, flops. I keep calling sets trips. Probably because I learned to play seven card stud before anything, where it was just all the same thing. Um, no, not that hand. Uh, Silly. 10-4. Um, Nines flopped open ended, and um, Jacks flopped the gutcha. See, that's what it was. They had each other's cards, so that was two. It's two outs each. So that was actually kind of fortunate that they had those two on that board. Wow. Um, and it did really have to come clean though, because if a six comes, F, it came out another pair, so it was just brilliant. But wow, yeah. Sometimes you just gotta. Sometimes I just gotta be on your side. Um, we have about 20 minutes. 20 minutes until we're done with late reg, so that's step one. Be in a good spot. Be in a good spot at that point. We have 18K in chips. Second is 16. Second and third have 16. So, yep, we're doing okay. First place payout is 215. That's not bound. It's just by winning the thing. Then 155, 117, 87. So, there's money up there. Money plus mystery bounties. That sounds like a good combination. So let's see if we can. We got a ways to go. Let's see if about driving at it. No. I think we can take a. I feel like we can just take a turn here or bet it. Nobody has a five. I have all the fives, don't I? A queen, yeah. I mean, you're out of position. Like those are the spots we need to take advantage of. Not like out of position or like middle position pre-flop, like limping with ace jack off. Like what's that doing for you? Although I guess we were in middle position limping with ace nine suited, so better than ace jack offsuit. I don't know. It was a good. I feel like it was a good bluff spot. We could have gotten some cards in turn. We could have any diamond, an ace, even a nine. We can just, didn't seem like anybody had anything. Odds are neither of them had a five, and they don't have to have a queen. They could have each have ace X or king X. So how many mystery bounties are there? There's gonna be right. Oh no, eliminations remaining until okay. So it's 30. You gotta be about 30 bounties right now. 32, and we're paying out 32 spot. Okay. So when you make the bounty period, you're in the money, so you get the min cash is not quite the total buy-in, which is understandable. It's a mystery bounty. Um, but that's a good start. Guaranteeing yourself some money back with just all that money up for grabs is a good spot to be in. What was that? Two pair. We were gonna call for two with ace deuce for one big blind with ace deuce. But see, then stuff like that happens. Well, I guess we would have gotten to the flop. Jacks. No, no, no jacks or aces, obviously. Deuce. Nope. I don't mind players going out, but and what's the buy-in for this? 10? 5 right now. Yeah, right now rebuying gets you like 32, 33 bigs. Oh no, 30. Wait, fold. I'm just folding. It's a 5K is 150. Yeah, 30. whatever, 30 something bigs. You might see a lot of players decline to re-enter at this point, but there's still time. And 30 bigs, it's a mystery bounty, so really, like, 30 bigs is plenty. You can survive that. A couple double ups, man, and you're right. You're in position to get that bounty or get to that money. Really, it really is just you just got to get to the point of the tournament where you cash, just like a regular, not non-bounty tourney. But being number one, if we happen to anybody who gets there as number one can win a bounty at any time. They have reign over the field. They can always be going for a bounty as long as they remain in the top spot. And there's so much value in that, especially in a mystery bounty where you get multiple large prizes. But we got to get there first. Should I be playing tighter? Because these are like, okay, maybe that's part of the reason why you don't make it three big blinds a lot, because then it puts like 30 big blind stacks kind of in play, but like they could just go for it. But we're not at a bounty stage yet, and and we needed that flop. No, really not too many draws. Jack 10. Probably shouldn't bet so big out of position. But I kind of want to make it so that if the river's favorable, then we can get more money in on the river. Yeah, that's fine. I kind of didn't want to see a river like if he's like strolling along with a queen or like queen 10 or queen jack. Like if he's got queen 10 or queen jack, he decides to peel one just to see if like he can pick up equity. Um, I really kind of don't want to be like, well, I have a jack too, so queen 10, king queen. Then like a nasty river comes out, like another queen or 10. Now it gets dicey out of position. Now I gotta like maybe check call and hope that he just checks back. I don't know. I don't mind picking it up on the turn there. But I probably going forward will probably try to play like little lighter, softer out of position, like not as maybe bet like a third to half pot versus over 50%. But I guess if he's on some kind of draw with Jack 10, what was the turn there? It was a deuce, right? It was like nothing. Wasn't it? I don't know. Yeah, if the turn was like an 8, that would have been. He probably. I'm guessing Jack 10 or Ace 10 or something. But yeah, we're picking up chips. We're holding strong here. We're on to the sixth. We're on to level 6. I don't. Okay, so they tell us how many eliminations to the bounty. I mean, I gotta think. See, I don't know. I got a lot of thoughts. I gotta think that once late registration ends, maybe I make more of that, like the ending of late reg, because I pay so much attention to it, because I don't want to be playing stuck at my computer like until past midnight on a weekday. So I look at things like that. Um, but okay, 5-6 suited in the big blind's not so bad. But once late reg ends, I mean that's stacks don't exactly start dropping, but I feel like players are, I don't know, maybe it's just a mental thing for me. Players might be more like eager to get the money in, or I don't know. But it really just means that nobody else can enter, and the numbers are just going to go down, and that's the start of it. So we'll see how fast that goes. But I have a feeling that players will be playing pretty aggressively. I got a back door and a gut shot. I'm gonna sit straight up. My shoulders been bothering me, I think, because I'm leaning. I'm leaning too much. It could just be just getting old, but I think it's my posture. So I gotta pay more attention to that. Sit up. Don't lean. Sometimes I just lean all night on the couch, like, or in my work chair environment. Ooh, queens, queen 7. Yeah, we keep getting these like non-nutted like hands, but they're super playable in this like style of tournament because they can flop so big, like Queen Jack. There's so many possibilities. Let's try to get in cheaply. I don't think we need to get too out of line. We're out of position. Hopefully, Wonderquill just wants to see a flop. Ah, no diamond. Not as many kings as are our aces in calling ranges though. So outside chance we have a best hand. We have the best hand, and it's cheap. Wordy Quill could have anything, and that's not a good flop for the big blinds range, checking range, I guess. So we could see a turn. That's not great. Ooh, interesting river. All right, let us see it for free. If he had made a sizable bet on the turn, we might have to consider folding. So it's not, we just have to remind ourselves, it's not like we're on the bubble or anything. We just want to get to the end of late reg so we can kind of reassess where we are, and everything, the prize pool, the bounty pool is all locked in. So we can we can begin to assess like ICM value and all that. How I'm going to accomplish that, I'm not entirely sure. But we can. Part of the reason I think why we have exactly 100 big blinds. It's just so beautiful at this point in the tourney. The last level before late reg is over, we've got exactly 100 bigs. That's that's um that's pretty cool. So um, Global has been very generous this past. Oh, I gotta stop doing that. Global's been very generous this week since the Grizzly games have ended. They had a couple small, like, I think they're still doing it's like an after party for the whole week where they're doing some like all in like shove type invitational tournaments. Like you play so many ring game hands, you get a or so many spins, and you get a entry, or you get entered into a drawing for. It could be a number of things, but they've been pumping up the daily the daily click, the loyalty check in. they've added like instead of the first 4 days, instead of 25, what the equivalent of 25 cents, you get a whole sweeps coin. You get a whole dollar equivalent, and so and then on day 5 and 6, you get like two, and then day 7, I think you're gonna get like four. Like it's boosted like every day, and then on that seventh day, you usually get something extra. So who knows? Maybe they're running some like special like 5K free roll or something that night. I mean, that might be a little aggressive, but maybe they're doing like a 1K free roll that, it's Sunday. It'll be Sunday, but that kind of doesn't make sense. Well, no, it could, because my days happen to start on Monday, and they started this on Monday, so it kind of lines up for me. Like first 4 days is like mine. So I mean, maybe it's just different for everybody, or maybe everybody had to start fresh on a Monday. I don't know. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but um, so maybe there's like a free. I mean, they've been giving money away, and they've been getting some good turnouts for these. We're up to 234 players, and we've got 3 minutes left of late reg, right? That's pretty good. Prize pool, the guaranteed prize pool is 2,000, but we're up to 2340, so we surpassed it, and we're in first with 160 players left, and less than 3 minutes left of late reg. So let's keep an eye on that. That would be a good flop. Yeah, we don't need to get too ridiculous right now. I don't know. We don't need to be the first place when we're. I mean, we're right neck and neck with like two others, and then there's a couple that are. Then behind that is another 2 or 3 thousand for a few spots. Yeah, we have 19, almost just under 20K in chips. Where I have 100 more than second place, and then 200 more than third place. So we're right there. We're not. The difference is pretty negligible at this point. They're doing. There's going to be 40 paid, which would mean 40 bounties. I don't know. Do we slow? We got a minute and 45 seconds. I'm giving way too much attention to the end of late reg in this. Maybe because um, I am maybe because I'm in a good spot, so I'm just like giving it extra attention. Was Ozzo at a different table earlier? No, we're good. Was he at a different table, or was he in there earlier tourney? I'm trying to remember this guy. I don't have any notes on him. I need to be a little bit better about taking notes, I feel like. Um, it's not as easy to do when you're streaming. You want to, the obvious one, or the obvious ones, the big ones, like someone who limps under the gun and then jams it in with for 60 big blinds with clearly aces. But the site Global has been very generous this past week, and I don't know that I'm gonna. Well, I might play tomorrow. I might. I don't think I'm gonna play live poker this weekend. I haven't really talked to my wife about it, and she's planning dinner and everything as if I will be here. And it sounds like a very excellent, delicious dinner. So I will probably stay home, and we also have steaks on the docket for Saturday. So, whoops, did I kicked? Yeah, I probably have to improve that. The webcam kind of just hangs there. But anyway, my wife's planning some good dinner, so I might not play live this weekend, which means I could do a day of watching TV. She's probably going to want to watch a couple shows tomorrow. We've got um, I believe we've got two season finales. We got Expats that's released tomorrow, And we have the morning show, which we've been watching. It's all out on Apple TV. So I think we got two finales to two pretty interesting shows. Maybe we'll space it out though. Maybe we'll do expats tomorrow and then the morning show Saturday. Kind of give us something to look forward to. Not we don't have anything planned this weekend, so we might just lay low. I might. I crushed a home game um, on Saturday last week. I played at Foxwoods all day Friday. I took the day off for their tier multiplier, so I can try to book a free hotel room in Vegas, which I will be. I will be headed to Vegas late June this year. Not sure if we're gonna. Oh, well, not a straight flush. Not sure if we're gonna do anything to promote the vlog. Not even like promote the vlog, but you know what I mean. Like, let's see, can we angle this a little bit here? Might be a little too much. Such amateur hour over here. What are we doing? That's fine. No, King 7. Okay, so we're done. We're through the late reg. 238 players. Looks like 153 left. And look, and we're gonna pay 40. And we're in third. We don't need to do anything outlandish. We could just kind of. I mean, there's 153 players left, and we're gonna get down to 40 spots. So I mean, that's gonna come up. It's less than 20% of the field, right? 238, and they're paying 40. See, that's perfect. That's great. What? That's 238. It's 16.8% of the field. That's absolutely perfect. Why do we need to pay 22, 23% of the field? Sometimes 25% of the field. It. I could see maybe for larger events, your min cash is kind of out there a little bit, but you know, let's make it. Let's make it like it, let's make it an achievement, and let's pay people for making it that far. This would have been interesting, but dangerous at the same time. Yeah, wow. Then what do you do? I don't have the Celtics game up tonight, but I'm going to check the score. Chicago's not all that great, and yeah, the Celtics are handling them by 14 with 3:48 to go in the third. Yeah, the Celtics look poised. The Celtics they look focused. Like, okay, we're past the All Star game. That they've usually come out of the All Star game, going into it and coming out of it. They've just been like they drag because they're like, well, we're gonna be there in the end. Whatever, let's go do our thing and wherever, whatever All Star, wherever it's located. And but no, this time this feels a little bit. I mean, Chicago's not a great team, but they're only 3 games below 500. But yeah, I think the team. I mean, they've rested Porzingis. They can kind of limit his minutes down the stretch. They really can. I mean, they should have no problem finishing with the top seed, even with Brown and Tatum just playing, being the 1-2 punch every game, and having Porzingis play like 25% of the games. And I'm dead serious. Like, why do you need? Like, I'm not saying he shouldn't play in some games. He should play in some against the better, tougher opponents. But we don't need him in there. Up 15 in the third quarter against Minnesota, or in this case, up 13 at home with 3 minutes left in the third against the Bulls. I don't know if he's even playing tonight. I haven't checked. I would assume he is. But limit his minutes. Then get him tuned up for the playoffs. So we're in 6 out of 139, trying to make the top 40 here. We just want to root for players to go out, and this is a good spot for one. Yep. Sorry, Woodier, our buddy there. We got a couple shortish stacks of the small stack here. We don't exactly have tons and tons of chips. We're not dominating. We're not lording over the field. Although that we got to walk. So we're as the blinds go up, obviously our stack dwindles and our big blind ratio shrinks, and the sheer number, the percentage. I mean, I guess the percentage is the same, but the sheer number of chips that you have over your opponent tends to shrink as well, relatively. Um, that's part of the reason why I like doing the big blind view. It kind of gives it helps you kind of with that sense of how the other stacks measure up to you. Not that you can't figure that out, but is that a straight? Yep. Okay, so we got a player out. I mean, that's fine. He didn't have a big stack. I don't think we need to get too nasty here. What I want to avoid, I think we could probably. I don't know if we could fold our way into the top 40 necessarily, but we could play pretty tight. And players are going out. We could play pretty tight and make it to the mystery bounty round. But what we want to avoid, obviously, is getting in like somewhere between 32 and 40. Like we really don't want to be in that bottom 20% because there'll be about 5 tables left. We're playing 9-handed. 2, 3, 4. No, we're 8-handed. This is an 8 max, right? It's an 8 max, yeah. So we get to the top 40, so there'll be 5 tables left. We really don't want to be in that bottom 20% because then odds are we'll be short a stack at the table. Ideally, we want to be top 5 like we are now. And we can accomplish that if we just play right, pick up chips in some spots, wait for really good premium hands and good spots to get value. But we don't have like a big stack at the table. We don't have so many chips that we can just spew them off. I don't know. Is that the wrong mentality? Is it as simple as turning it on and off like that? It should be. We're playing online poker. We can stay within ourselves and be disciplined. But I guess what I'm saying is it that easy to switch gears and just get down to that top 40, and then it's at that point you really do have to be more aggressive because the bounties are at play. And you got to go get them. You can't just let other people swipe them from you. Because you want to get multiple mystery bounties. You want more cracks at those big prizes. King Jack. All right, we're players are going out. That's what we want. We don't necessarily want anybody surpassing our chip stack, but yeah, we want these stacks to start flying. And then we want to get aces when there's a good sized stack in the middle. Jack 10 in the big blind's not horrible, I guess. Oh, I totally gave up on that. Oh, yeah, the site crashed. Whatever. Ignition free roll, you can do your thing for a week. You annoy me now. I'm down $25 in ignition and I'm annoyed. Because I feel like I played better than that. Obviously missing that 100 air maker was not good. That would have been nice. That would have been sweet. Seeing that 7 come on the river in that hand where we should have been down to 6, and then seeing that 7 on the turn, which was a good card, which got me the flush, but it was just such a sweaty card. It was so bad. Like it was. Um, ew. All right, good. I kind of didn't want him to get out of line there. But that's what I'm talking about. We got to pick up these antes and blinds. Wasn't a big pickup there. We were in the blinds ourselves, but it was, we want to keep our stack level as we go. There will be stacks that pass us. There will be players that pass us just by by sheer, how these things go. Sheer nature of it. Players are going to go down. We won't be top 5 if we just keep if we're only like stealing one on a steal once around. Yeah. I was gonna put in a decent raise there with Jack 9, but with Ozzo showing some aggression and he's got some chips. I saw the 9 first. The king, yeah. Ouch. Would have been interesting here. Queen 10. Is Queen 10 out there? And did our Jack 9 just get. Is that counterfeited? Is that counterfeited by the Kings? Yeah. Glad we avoided that one. But now we're not the big stack at the table. That's fine, though. We're good. We're 8 out of 115. We got to make the top 40. Preferably really top 10, so we could kind of break it down. We don't want to be in the bottom 10. I know we could do it by every every 20%, but we want to be in the top 10. Top 20 is fine. Um, if we're like between 21 and 30, that gets a little. That's just. I mean, anything's possible. I mean, we'd still be okay. Like that'd be passable. That'd be like getting into that map mystery bounty though in the 30s is well, you just got to play good poker. Not to say can't still get bounties, but it's not as you know not as good of a spot. Yeah, I ran like God in a home game last Saturday. Guy not too far from a has games at his house. It was I was getting good cards, and players were willing to put money in the middle. So I had uh, I had a good night. After like losing $100 at Foxwoods and being real annoyed about it because I was there for like 6 hours trying to rack up some tier points, and it just like it goes like you're up 100 and then it's like you're up 20 or 40 and it's like all right, I'll be up like 80 and then like we'll play another hour, but or like and then you just like try to win that nice one so you can get up and call it a day, and then you end up losing 100 because you're trying to like improve your profit playing well, and then some 2-5 player just decides to peel a flop with like a gut shot, not even a gut shot, 2 undercards to like a Broadway board. Like I had Ace Jack and flop was Ace Jack, Ace Queen Jack. My villain called me down with 10-8 offsuit because he hit a 7 on the turn to give him a double gutter, like the dumbest double gutter ever, and a 9 on the river, and I can't put him on it. I bet 20, he makes it 80. Um, I bet 20, he makes it 80. I have to snap call because I had just seen him like bluff with like missed straight draw or something, and I just thought it was such a good spot just to call him on a bluff with top and bottom pair from the flop, and he just 10-8 offsuit. Like, yo, yuck. I didn't show, so at least he didn't know how lucky he got. But I mean, he had to. Even if I just had an over, like an ace king or something, he's still miles way behind. Like, he doesn't pair up or anything. So hey, whatever. That was one of those hands where it's like, if I just muck that, and then I overcalled with like suited connectors, and we're playing 1-2. It was like 35 pre, and then the guy continues for another 35 on a flop where I flop like I got shot and a backdoor flush draw and didn't improve. We might have live stacks here, so I think I'm gonna just pass, even though it's kind of silly. Like, I feel like it's gonna get weird. Yeah, that would have been good. I also just don't like playing Queen 8. We're not even gonna get to see it, so that's fine. Oh, and we'll be coming in the same spot. We've got a break coming up. We will take advantage of it. Use the bathroom and come back. We'll probably take the full 5 minutes, but we're still good. They took away. Well, we're not in a hand, so they took away our rank, but we were 11th, I think, last I saw. So we're sliding a bit. Oh, we're 17th now. Hey, whatever. We got 105 players left. We're just gonna play good poker, see if we can drag a few pots here and get into the bounty round. We get in the bounty. I mean, I'll take in the money. We're in for 22 sweeps coins tonight, but again, we've been making a little bit more in the boosted daily loyalty payouts. I think we're due for like 4 more tomorrow. No, 2 more tomorrow, and then 4, maybe 3. I'll look. It tells you how many hours until such and such a payout. Oh, no, I can't do that. What am I doing? Stop. Get out of there. What am I doing? I'm on the site. I was going to do it on my phone. That's where I usually click on it. Okay, so it tells me tomorrow's 3. Oh, it's going up. Tomorrow's 3. Saturday is 6. I'm sorry. Tomorrow's 3 coins. Saturday is 4 coins. And Sunday is 5 coins. So we've got 7. We got 12. We had 12 free bucks coming to us, regardless of what we do tonight. All right, sevens. We can do a few things with 7. We can call and try to set mine here. Oh. Oh. That's weird. Oh. Why call so quickly there? Oh, boo. Well, let's see what she does. Ouch. I thought hearts might be. Okay. We're under 100 players. We're going into the break. We're trying to stay in the top 40. but things are getting tight. Things are tightening up. We do need to win some pots. So let's see if we can see something with Queen 9 suited. Figured that with the button being a live stack, I guess maybe it's a one time for him to call because he knows he's got some free hands coming up. Oh no, you break my heart. Yeah, see, this is why this is a total leak in my game. Yeah, well, we wouldn't have seen. We wouldn't have. Okay, ace for the double up. This is a total. This is a leak in my game where I kind of spew up. See, like I want to play that hand, but it's like it's that cash game mentality where you could just try to sneak into a pot because you could win. If it costs you five, if it costs you $10 to try to see it flop in a 1-2 or a 1-3 game, and you miss, okay, so you spew off a couple $10, so whatever, you lose 30, $40, but you could win 300. You just stick around, and you wait for that big hand. Here, can't really just spew off your blinds. Um, and on that note, we will try to recoup and reassess and rejuvenate here, and we're gonna in the next hour. I assume we will be in the bounty round with 97 players left. Going to the break. No, we're down to 94. We're down to 94. We're in the top 30. So we could improve. We should probably stop calling off with mediocre starting hands. It's time to really time to tighten up and lock that down. So we'll see you in a few minutes. We're back. 28 out of 94. We're trying to make the top 40. So we've got our work cut out for us. We've been a little bit leaky. Um, Getting kind of middle of the road hands like sevens, queen nine suited. Um, and threw out a bluff maybe that wasn't really gonna work unless we committed to it. I don't know that it would have gotten all the way there. Maybe. Second pair ended up winning. Oh, this is just another one here. Yeah, I'm probably doing a million things wrong here. So let's try to turn this around. Let's try to make sure we get dealt either really terrible trash hands or premium hands. Um, probably going to get more trash hands, preferably more premium hands. Fold, fold, fold. Fold is the name of the game right now because there will be stacks dropping. We are going up in blinds. What are the next blinds? We're at 255 right now. Then we go to 3.6. So it's not, it goes to 4.8. So it doesn't go up that much. So there's not going to be a lot. Like anyone's not a short stack now is not going to be a short stack in 5 minutes necessarily. Unless, of course, they lose some chips. And is E. Bostwick here, the snooze? Is that the right strategy? The snoozer? Bigger stack, and you're safely in that bounty zone. Do you just turn it off, come back in like 20 minutes, having moved up the ladder a little bit, or having being closer to the money? We missed the hundo. We missed the 5 hundo. But that's okay. We're doing a Thursday stream this week. Probably could have waited to the weekend since I don't have any real plans to play live, although home game runner from last week is home game friend, I should say, from last week is trying to recruit it for another one this Saturday. But see, the problem with home games, and this is partly me, but like usually I don't mind leaving them, but if they're like full, it's when you get down to like 4, 5, or 6 players, and guys want to play, and if you leave, which I know I shouldn't care about, but because I usually bring enough money to last all the time. It's very rare that I just bust out. But at the same time, sometimes like I bring like say I bring 800 to a 1-2 local no 1-2 300 max game. Might bring 800 with me. But if I'm not feeling it, it's like 10:30, and I'm just like, I'm just tired. I'm not playing well, and I just want to go home and go to bed. Um, I might like if I I don't do it on purpose, but if I like I'm on my first buy-in, I got 100 left, I won't reload, and like if I lose that 100, it'll be a good spot just to be like, yep, well that's all I got. Bye bye. They don't need to know that I got another 500 in my pocket. But like if I'm like last week, I'm expecting like midnight the latest, hopefully 11, whatever. But it was only 6 of us. He was trying to get like 8 or 9. It was six-handed the whole night. It was a good game. It was good, a good mix of players. It was a good six max game for sure. But it was 6 of us, I think, through midnight, and I was winning. Like I was up at least 4, 5, 600 bucks. Like I ended up winning 900. but it was increasing the whole way. So throughout the night, I had at least 2 or 300 in profit in front of me, and I'm winning. And the game ended. I think I got home at like a little before 1, and it was just exhausting the next day because I'm still up at 6:30. No later. I might have like tried to squeeze it out to like 7 o'clock. While my wife is up with the toddler, but it was a really long grinding Sunday, and we went to like a museum in Western Massachusetts, like a kids museum in Western Massachusetts, which was basically just a big play area kind of thing with some cool little exhibits. But it was just like grueling grind, and I was like, John, if you could just like drive today, like I could probably do it, but like I'm kind of, I didn't get a lot of sleep, which she was like, well, I didn't sleep a lot either, and she didn't complain. She had gladly obliged, but she's like, yeah, there's plenty of nights I don't get a lot of sleep, but yeah. We're 37 out of 82. We kind of are in a spot where we didn't want to be, where we're like on the low end, very last part of the payouts. But with us being 37, so we got to stay in the top half of this what remaining field here, and keep hopefully inching our way up. But what are you gonna do? The cards haven't really been coming. We went from getting a decent amount of playable hands to whoops, a decent amount of playable hands to not much. Should probably do a better tape job of this video cord here because it comes loose if I start kicking my foot out. If we get to the mist, I don't know. Do I share to the masses that we're getting down to the mystery? Well, I'll wait until we get there if we get there. But either way, I mean, no matter what happens, this is kind of a good experience, pretty good run. Um, I'm not saying it's going to end anytime soon, but this is a good experience. Mystery bounties can be fun. And the only one I had played before this was when I accidentally signed up for a 2-day event. It was a 2-day mystery bounty. So you play until day 2, and then day 2 is the mystery bounties. And everybody who makes it to day 2 gets a piece, gets a small payout at least. That was like $100. I think it was 100. Did I fire off 2 bullets, or was it like a 180? I know I was playing with a VPN on this site, and I will leave the name out of it, but I did that for like a year. But I didn't. I did it for. I wasn't doing it throughout. I did it for a few months here and a couple months there, and it was a good site. I knew I was never gonna really like get too deep into it. Even like I just kind of wanted to do it with the VPN, and you could get verified, and okay, boom, put like 80 I put like $88 in the site. I had to spend 100 for the VPN for the year. Put like $88 in the site. That was whatever was left after fees, and at, like that. I wanted to invest X amount of dollars, but yeah. So I had put that in the site, and I rolled it up to like 3 something, I think. But then I got stupid and like invested 2 of it into like a 2-day tournament, and I think I just got like it was probably 3 or 4 months into the VPNing, into the experiment, and I probably got like anxious maybe, or you know what it was? I think I wanted to withdraw. Like I wanted to just take out probably like 300 or something and leave a few bucks in there. And I looked, and the minimum withdrawal amount was like 500, which I was like, whoa. And I didn't really have my account fully verified because I'm like, well, the less information they know, the better. Um, I'll only do that if when I'm absolutely going to cash out, which could be a red flag. I don't know. So I don't recommend doing any of this, but that is what we needed. Oh, it's gonna get weird. I think. And we got three players to act after us. No reason. Oh. Okay, now we gotta put some money in. Hope someone has like spades and wants to gamble, or has like a king with a spade. Oh, that's rough. What an awful. What a. All right. Well, I was about to. I thought for sure she had to have a king. Well, I guess she would have been flop with a king, right? I say she. I have no idea gender. I am not trying to offend. I'm not trying to get into any of that. But you know, Bostwick here. Um, Bostwick could have bet flop with a couple players behind, so maybe a king checks there, but probably not, right? Let's see if we get another big flop here. Not really. Nothing but a gut shot. But it might check around. Hmm. Not quite. We have the ace of clubs, so if we see a club, no, we're not going to see a river. We just got a nice little cushion back. We still have a ways. We're down to 71. We still have a ways to go. Yes, and we got queens in the button. I gotta stop celebrating too early. I'm like Deshaun Jackson celebrating by dropping the ball at the 1 yard line here. But um, we can go pretty hard on the button here and see if someone wants to come along. I get the feeling they won't. Oh no, that's not a good flop. Do we only get called by better? All right. See, when we take a deep breath, right? When we take a deep breath and we evaluate the situation for a few seconds, we can look at our stack, we can look at the pot in our opponent's stack, and we can say, okay, we raised three pre, half pot is six. If we could bet a 4 to 4.5 and he calls, then we have at least about an 80% pot jam on the turn if it bricks. Or if like some disconnected high card like a jack comes out. We're back to 16th out of 69. We're in a really good spot. Now we really want to be careful. We really don't want to spew off. We're in 16th place, but we have 35 big blinds. We're by no means like a monster stack. We're the biggest stack at our table, but we're not getting bounties yet. Most stacks are at least like 2/3 of ours, so there's really not a lot of incentive for us to play unless we have like really good cards in a really good spot. We just want stacks to go in. We really want it to like we're about 29, 28 from the we're 28 from the money. Yeah, I think I'm just going to fold King Jack because I hate it. So we're 28 from the money and we're 22. or 22 from the back end of the from the bottom end of the money. So we're in the kind of a I don't know. I don't know if it works where you can kind of just because it's not that simple where you can like if you figure a player gets knocked out, another player doubles up or increases their stack, and if you figure each one of those is likely to surpass you, because even if a 13 and a 16 big blind stack get it in, they're still at they're behind, but they're catching up. So, and those are the two small stacks. So if you figure everybody that knocks somebody out is going to surpass you, and you need X amount to get to 40, however many, you add that to whatever you're at now, and if your number is greater than 40, then you're kind of at risk a little bit, or you're not. You can't just you don't have that cushion. So if we could get ourselves up to like 10th place with like 60 left, okay, now we're talking. Now we've got a little bit of a cushion. Now we really can. Now we don't have to play. This is all like weird math theory, and in practice, it doesn't mean anything because you still just have to play good poker. But it's something to think about. We found ourselves in a pretty good spot. Blinds are going to be going up soon. I don't mind that. We want to force those small stacks in and find ourselves in good spots. Was it? Did we lose somebody? We did. I'm your Huckleberry. Top pair versus top set, or top trips. Oh, that's unfortunate. It was King Jack versus Ace King. Is that what? Or King 10? I don't know. Whatever. Hey, we lost a player, and we're still in 19th. So I guess that's really what we want. We want the stacks that are bigger than us to be the ones. So I don't know. I'm talking out of my rear end. There's going to be bigger stacks because we're only in 19th place. There's going to be bigger stacks that knock out smaller stacks. So we're okay. You have to factor that in as well. Sometimes I just talk to fill the void and record and post on YouTube. What else can we go over here? Mystery bounties today overall haven't been so bad. If it weren't for the Ace King play, which I didn't think again was like, well, no. I guess we settled on it was probably a minus EV play. A fold here would be fantastic if you don't have anything. Why not just move on to the next hand? All right. 2, 3. We need a 4. Ugh. Just let him have it. He's got more chips than I do. And if a 4 comes out, then it's not unthinkable that I would have a 6 calling that flop. So we'll move on. 25th out of 63. We just gotta hope. We just gotta keep rooting for stacks to go in. When will that that'll probably slow down players? I mean, maybe not. We gotta all in here. I'm out. We do have short stacks at the table. We have a 12 a 12, an 8, an 8. I've got 24. Ace 10 off. 2 short stacks in the blinds. I mean, do we just like rip it? No. Yeah, okay. I'm totally fine with that. Ace 10 is not by any means nuts. Had it gotten to me and it was me against 2 stacks, 2 short stacks, or a third the size of my stack, It was definitely, I was definitely thinking about it, but odds are that online poker here, online PKR, online poker doesn't call without a premium holding. And then if it's just up to Bostwick, Bostwick, then if it's just up to the big blind, then might call with sevens or eights or nines. I mean, definitely with nines, sevens, eights, nines, but then any premium. So, and then ace, not any ace, maybe king queen suited, maybe king jack thinks I'm making a move, but that's really it, and you can't really. Those aren't 100% calls. I'll stay on. We don't have any viewers, but for the sake of content and for getting this out on the tube, the YouTube, they say, we'll keep this going. And in some ways, I might even play better on the stream. We made it further in that one earlier today. I don't know. I think if I'm off stream, if I'm just playing regular online poker, I still make that move with Ace King. I'm not doing it just for the clicks or the content. Um, I thought in the moment that that was the right play. Ace King would be nice here, not against Kings, of course. It wouldn't be against Kings on that board. We're down to 60. We're in 23rd. So we need some big stacks to get active. We don't have too many at this table. I mean, not too much more not nobody that's like only two stacks that are bigger. One of the two is like by mere blinds, three blinds. Yeah, we need to keep the low stacks low. And we could use a steal at some point. We don't want our stack to kind of dwindle, but we're really in that spot, in that 24-ish big blind spot where you're like safely in the money. The bubble is approaching. There's really no incentive to play much of anything except aces or kings and maybe queens in the right spot. Like, and if like crazy mojo jams on you and I have jacks, like you gotta just fold them, right? Because that's the thing. You never do that in a cash game, right? Never do that. Well, I mean, depending. If like a small blind makes it like a big raise over you, not like necessarily an all in a cash game, like a reasonable cash game play on you, you can call with jacks no sweat. All right, let's get a flop. That is, oh, that is not what we had in mind. Maybe get a queen on the river and check that down. No, no thanks. No thanks, says Boswick and Shay Cal. Oh, there's the pair we needed, right? It's probably not good. I don't know. So I don't have plans to play live this weekend unless it's down the street, which I might try to avoid because six hand. If it is another six-handed game and I'm wrecking it, I can't do another. I can't do another like 1 a.m. Saturday. It's just when you have a toddler, they don't care that you are exhausted. They don't, and you just have to fight through it. And I kind of like being around my daughter when I'm in a good mood. So I might just pass, just so I don't risk getting stuck there. Which I shouldn't. I could should be able to leave these places anytime. Like I don't know. That's on me for not like saying anything. But like, and everybody says that. Well, like, well, you can leave anytime. But it's like it doesn't work like that. You don't just like go win $600 in 2 or 3 hours at a at a home game where they're already kind of short on players, and then you just be like, all right, it's 10:30, I'm out. Then that's when you don't get invited back. And I don't think Joe, the guy I shouldn't mention, but I don't think the people that um, play poker. I don't think the people that run these things really. I don't think the people that participate in these things would really get on me. But I don't. I haven't played there for like they've been playing doing that game for it seems like a while, and probably like 20 years. They've some of them maybe not particular this particular one, but these guys, this crew has been playing together for a while, close to 20 years. So they I have only been playing with them for like a year, so they might not love it, but they also should know that I'm gonna come back. Wouldn't they rather that I go to more games, like only play for 3 hours versus go to one? Like say they run one game a month. They usually do it in spurts. Like they'll one run and it'll go well. And I keep calling. We'll just say his name is JoJo. But no, let's just let's say they do one a month. Would you rather I go to every single game for 3 hours, or go to one game for 6 hours, or 5 hours every month, one game every like 3 or 4 months? Because I can only handle it. Well, I guess if it was once a month, I could pull an all nighter. But I get sick of it. We're in that phase of the tournament where we're folding small pocket pairs and suited connectors, because it is just not profitable, especially with a short stack in play. If you get it in, they're more likely to come along with you, and their overcards are more than likely to eventually get there by the river because they get to see everything. King queen now you could bet and they'd fold on the flop, but give them that turn in the river, you never know. We actually moved up 28th out of 52. Yeah, so I might take it easy this weekend. Just take a weekend off and maybe do some streaming. Had I known I wasn't gonna play live this weekend, I might have waited until like Saturday to do this. But well, my wife and I will watch some TV. I might play a little bit on my tablet while she's doing that. Sunday is, I mean, from what I understand, Sunday is a good streaming day. There's a lot of big events out there. Um, YouTubers and Twitch streamers are active on Sundays. Um, I've done it, but I don't love it. I don't know. It depends. Usually, there's like a big, if I ever do it, it's usually like a bigger event, and I either like I gotta break away from like dinner early and not help put my kid to bed, or I gotta do it when she's like sleeping over grandma's house. And then you know then I could like satellite into like one of the big like 150K guaranteed. I think I did that with Ignition a few months. Maybe it was right before Christmas, right after Christmas. Might have been right after. Might have been before. I don't know. I think it was like late fall or early winter. And try to do that to get some content on Ignition, and it just did not go well. I tried to win a cat seat by cash playing it, like getting a winning like through like zone poker cash. Buy in for $100, see if we can win like 160, but had like was up like 95 or something because I had aces and it held, or kings that I forget, and then I just not too long later I just got caught in a bad spot against, was it boat over boat? It was a really weird hand where it was like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Um, what a I should have just left. I was like, I'm up 100. This is the best I can hope for. Let's try to satellite in, and then we'll just kind of go from there. Nope. Or I was gonna do two cash sessions, I think, and I think I ended up only doing one. And on Sunday, I tried to do that. I did like a $20 satellite. Or was it 180? Was it $180 buy? I did a $20 satellite, and then I bought in. So I was in the thing for over $300. That didn't feel great, but hey. All right, we're in the big blind with Jack 9 suited. We're down to 45 players. My goodness, there it is. We don't really want to get out of line here. Can't really do much if Chingus. We just hope we get a walk here. Come on. There's like 5 players to go until the. Oh, I hate this guy. Silly. It's stupid. Like, why do I do that? I'm still in a pretty good spot, but why do I do that stupidness? Okay, well at least they moved me away from that doofus. Back to Ozzo. Back to just the left of Ozzo here. It's big stack. At least it's on my right. And good table change. Maybe we get a. Okay, we're 29th out of 41. Okay, we're right there. Whoa, we are right there. Okay, so all right, we won't lament that lost blind there. We are on the bubble. That came up quick. Wow. I don't really see too many shorties at this table. I mean, we have to just fold out here, right? If there's just too much, it's that even if we like drop. Oh, we're in. Are we in? I think that means we're in. Yep, we're down to 39. We're 30 out of 39. We are kind of right at the bottom of where we said we would be. Where we want it to be. So this is a pretty good first run at this mystery bounty here. We've min cashed, which is 7.14. So we're not quite free rolling it. We really need to make the final table in order to profit on the night. But we're in the bounty round, so if we get even halfway to that point, we will hopefully have picked up some extra cash here. Okay. Ace King. What's the mystery bounty? Okay, a 7.14. That's good. What do we have? So a couple small ones have been claimed, so that's good. But we don't really have anybody we can. Well, we do have one stack we can get a bounty from here. We really want to hold on to our chips and not like call out a position with King 9. King 10 suited. Ooh. This is not Ted Kaczynski here. This is not for a bounty. Oh, okay. That's okay, I think. I mean, this is definitely okay. We also don't want to forget too. I mean, we need to get chips. We need to somehow. Okay, well that's one way to do it. I think we just rip it. Yeah, I think we just rip it. Somebody's gonna go for it, right? This guy Logan's gonna go for it. Oh man, why does it always have to be kings? Yeah, that's disappointing. The bounty on I had the second highest bounty on me, 178. So if you assume that these actually if you assume that these bounties are really like um, they really are on people individually and not just pulled out of a hat. Um, yeah, we wouldn't have. That was one we didn't have a shot at. So that's that. Yeah, that's too bad. We made a good run. We just didn't quite have the bullets at the end. I mean, we had a premium. We were on the button. That min click could have meant anything. That could have been jacks, tens, nines, seven. Like that could have been ace jack suited. Yeah. So we had a good run tonight. We made about $7 back. Going out 34th. Yeah, we made $7 back. So it wasn't a total loss. And just want to remind everybody, don't get mad. Get